expert medical care that prioritizes. Welcome to St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata, where compassionate care meets cutting-edge medicine. We believe in providing holistic healthcare. Our dedicated team of healthcare professionals delivering personalized care to each and every patient. Nestled in the heart of Langata as a peaceful and healing environment for patients to recover and thrive.
We have masses every day, weekdays at morning and also in the evening at 6:30 p.m.
Your health is our top priority. With compassionate care you can trust, whether in medical care, specialized treatment, or emergency services, St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata is here to offer a comprehensive range of services including outpatient, inpatient services, laboratory services, clinic, MCH and maternity, ophthalmology, pharmacy services, radiology and sonography services, pediatrics, physiotherapy, ICU and HDU services, dialysis.
Here we do dialysis for kidney failure and we do it from Monday through Saturday. We welcome you all. We accept all insurance.
Specialist clinics and CT scan services. Experience your health difference with us. Visit us at in Nairobi at Cardinal OTUNGA PLAZA and in Rift Valley, Elementaita, Nakuru County. For more, visit 0797 972 79 0769 781 880 0717 305 204 or email us at Mary's Mission Hospital.co.ke. St. Mary Langata, compassionate in healthcare. Enjoy this conversation with me, Maureen Kimani, from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin TV. Health is your wealth. TV on our Health Corner show right here with me, Maureen Kimani, whereby we have conversation. This Capuchin TV, we always say your health is your wealth. And of course, this program is brought to you by partnership with St. Mary's Mission Hospital. And today we have a very interesting all about uterine fibroids. And of course, as you always know, we always have a representative. And well, this conversation affects women. And just to mention that most of the time, this conversation often goes undiscussed. But as I mentioned, it affects very many women globally. And that's why we're here to shed more light and to educate you about uterine fibroids. And in case you'd love to join us in a conversation, share your question with us and, of course, to our guest, please do not hesitate to reach out to us on 0717 424 866, or you can use the SMS number that is 21760. Welcome to the discussion. And today I'm very delighted to have a very phenomenal lady, a woman of faith and passionate about our women matters. That is Sister Joanne. Karibu sana, sister. It's good to have you here on our Health Corner show the second time.
Thank you.
Yes. Can kindly for the people who are watching you, for the viewers, maybe it's their very first time to see you here. Kindly introduce yourself. Tell us more what you do.
Oh, thank you, Maureen. I'm also excited to be here and happy to share what disturbs our women. I'm Sister Joanne Thathi, a little sister of St. Francis of Assisi and a gynecologist. I work at Bagathi and I have a collaboration with Sisters of Assumption who work at St. Mary's Mission Hospital. We work together to improve the health of our women. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Sister Joan, for that introduction, and welcome. And let's get started with our discussion. As a conversation, it's all about uterine fibroids. But for the first time, maybe a person may be hearing this term, fibroids. Kindly tell us, what is it all about and where are they found in the body?
Thank you, Maureen. Uterine fibroids are usually found in the uterus of female women, and this is mostly in reproductive women. And they are not cancerous. Histologically, they are formed by fibrous connective tissue, and they are found in different parts of the uterus. Using this sample of my uterus, I would first of all want to say that the uterus has got three major layers. And we have the outer layer, which is called the subserosa. We have the middle layer, which is called the endometrium, the myometrium, and we have the inner layer, which is called the endometrium. So in all this, and here we have the cervix. We also have an area called corning. This is where the fallopian tube connects with the uterus. And this is a very thin area also.
Could you kindly, Sister, sorry to interrupt, so that the viewers can be able to have a glimpse of what you're talking about.
Yes.
They can be able to see the layers that you're pointing out exactly like that.
Okay, so I'm saying the outer layer. Okay, this is all the uterus, okay? So we have the outer layer, which is called the serosa. We have the middle layer, which is called the myometrium, and we have the inner layer, which is called the endometrium. This is a cervix, and we have said this is the fundus of the uterus, and this is the area, the connection between the tube and the uterus. So we can have fibroids wherever, all over here. They can be in the endometrium, which means that they'll be affecting the area, the cavity of the uterus. We can also have them in the myometrium, and we can have them also on the serosa, the outer layer. And there are some which can be in the endometrium layer, that is in the cavity, and they prolapse into the cervix. So a woman will be feeling something in the cervix, in between, and she'll be wondering what is happening. We'll come to talk about how they present. But for now, I just wanted to say where they are found. So we can have submucosal fibroids, we can have myometrial fibroids, we can have subserosal or serosa fibroids, we can have cervical fibroids, or even prolapsed cervical fibroids. Yeah.
Oh, that was a very beautiful demonstration right there, Sister. Thank you for that. And as we continue with the conversation, I remember last time when you came here, we talked about cervical cancer, and I can see you've been able to point out some different types of fibroids that can be found in women. When you talk about, because these fibroids can be found in women, let's talk about the age. Who are more prone to these fibroids? And let's start by talking, can young girls maybe be affected by these fibroids?
Fibroids, actually, as I've said, they are found in women, but not all women. In most cases, we have reproductive women. Why? Because these are the women who have full exposure to estrogen. the hormone called estrogen. So we have 30 to 50 years women, we have that bracket of women being having a risk of developing uterine fibroids. Other people who may have a risk are the nulliparous, women who have not produced any child. I give an example of sisters. They don't get babies and they have their estrogen. But you'll find that uterine fibroids are very prevalent among them. You hear them being operated for that. That's one. Also, women who have delivered very early, like they delivered one baby at the age of 22, and the rest of their life, they have not delivered. So they are also exposed to that. Women who are obese, or those who have, we call it having a high body mass index. Why is it so that they are predisposed? It's because they have a higher percentage of fat tissue, and this fat tissue increases the hormone, the estrogen hormone. This is a part of the physiology of how it happens. I don't have to go into that, but we just need to know that it increases fat tissue or fats in the body, increases the levels of estrogen. And as we have said, exposure or having high levels of estrogen can expose a high risk of getting uterine fibroids. We also have young girls or women who started their menarche early. We can call it precocious puberty. There are women, there are girls who are starting their menses at 10, even 9 years. So these are also exposed in the future to uterine fibroids. Why? Because they are going to have a longer exposure of estrogen hormone. Yes, so all these women have that high risk. We don't mean that they must get, but they are at a risk of getting uterine fibroids. Yes.
All right. Well, and I think as we demystify this conversation, maybe you may tell us how maybe one can get there to St. Mary's Mission Hospital to get all these services. Is there a scan, maybe a screening that women can maybe come and visit to come?
Yes.
But I know, being an obstetrician and a gynecologist, what is your experience when it comes to uterine fibroids?
Well, let me say uterine fibroids are the commonest tumor, benign tumors, which are found in women of reproductive health. And in every clinic you go, you cannot miss 3 to 5. This is me. Remember, there are many consultants seeing patients in that day, but you will not miss like 5 patients who present to you with uterine fibroids. Coming to St. Mary's, the hospital is well set. We have gynecologists there who are very welcoming, who are very knowledgeable, you know, to investigate these patients. Now, the first thing that happened is a patient may not directly come to a gynecologist at St. Mary's. They may be coming maybe because of a symptom. They do not know whether they are fibroids. But when they come, they'll be seen by a general doctor, and the general doctor will feel, no, this is not my case. So they will be referred to the gynecologist. By the time the gynecologist sees this lady, he'll not start with the investigations. He starts with the history taking. He listens, he takes the history, asks you questions, examines you, because we say we have to touch, gynecologists have to touch. We'll examine, we'll palpate your abdomen, and we'll be able to tell what is there. Then after that, we'll be confirming now what we have palpated with an investigation. The first commonest investigation, not only in St. Mary's, but in every hospital, is an ultrasound. An ultrasound is a very, very fertile investigation because it will be able to tell you you have fibroids, the number, where they are located, and whether they have some effects or not. For instance, somebody may be coming to the hospital because she has frequency of micturition. She's going to pass urine very often, and she wonders what is happening. Then they'll be able to tell you, Are they compressing the ureters? Are they compressing the bladder? You know? And if they're compressing the bladder, then you get the answer. That is why this woman is frequenting the loo. Is opening her, she's going to relieve herself often. She has no sugar. Though we have also to rule out other problems. But with a big uterus, it will be compressing that bladder, and the capacity will be very small. The capacity of the bladder to hold urine will be very small. So that's why any little urine, any little one, the woman will be feeling like it's full, so she'll be frequenting the toilet. And that can be one reason that will make them come to the hospital. There are some other women who know what they want. They'll just come and say, I want to see a gynecologist. They are already there. And you can see a gynecologist anytime, from 8 to 5. The gynecologists at St. Mary's are there. And they are very friendly, they are very knowledgeable, and they have that good PR, including myself.
Yeah, and we can all definitely see that from your smile. All right, I think that's how you refer to, is it nocturia? Is it the same thing?
No, nocturia is passing urine at night.
At night.
Now, that one has got its own condition.
Okay.
But this frequenting is because it's like, you see, a full uterus, a bulky uterus, is like a pregnant uterus. It's like when a woman is pregnant, the baby compresses the bladder against the pelvic bone, because it's a pelvic bone. We have the pelvic bone, the bladder, then the uterus. So as it grows big, it is compressed. It compresses the bladder against the pelvic bone. So you find that the bladder will collapse, and there will remain a small space. So this woman will just be urinating. But at night, if you are waking up to pass urine at night, there could also be something else that could be ruled out. So that is why we are saying that uterine fibroids can also be confused with other. The symptoms can be confused with other diseases. So we must rule them out and get, that's what we call differential diagnosis.
Okay,
yes.
All right. And still on that part of the symptoms,
yes.
You've been able to point out some of the common signs and symptoms that maybe women can take a look on that.
Yes.
Are there maybe any other symptoms that you can, of course, maybe shed more light about it?
Oh yeah, we have many. The first thing for a woman who does not even know whether she has uterine fibroids, she starts feeling the fullness of the abdomen. She wonders what's happening. My abdomen is even growing big. It's full. I'm feeling like it is distended. Even when I feed, that's as if they are big. I'm getting satisfied very easily. So that means that something is even compressing the stomach. That is one. But it's not common to all. These symptoms are not common to all people. They may be common to one person and not to the other. The other common, actually 30% of the symptoms, is seen in women, in 30% of women, is what we call metrorrhagia. Metrorrhagia means that you are bleeding more than the usual. Usually we say 3 to 7 days menses. Okay, the days that you are supposed to have your menses is 3 to 7 days. But if you are exceeding to 10 days, 14 days, and it's heavy, you are changing many pads, then there could be a problem. That is what we call metrorrhagia. We also have menorrhagia, where you have a woman bleeding in between the cycle. I've bled today, but after 2 weeks, I'm bleeding again. And it is not little blood. Then after 2 weeks, I'm bleeding again. Those are major symptoms that should make a woman say, things are not normal. But you see, the problem is, some of us might imagine it's normal. This is how women should be. And then they are not able to recognize that this is a problem. And that is why you find they may bleed for months. And by the time they are coming to the doctor, they're already anemic. You look at their hands, they are pale. You look at their eyes, they are pale. Their tongue, they are pale because they have lost a lot of blood. The other one, as I've said, is that it's pressure symptoms. The pressure symptoms are the uterus is bulky. It's even compressing on the bladder. We have discussed that. It can also compress on the main artery, main blood vessels. And you find that a person has swelling lower limbs. So that is also a sign. You may also find a woman who cannot conceive. She can't conceive. You wonder why. She's married, but she has tried and she cannot. So that is also something that should tell a woman, let me go to the hospital and see. You've tried for a whole year. We say infertility or failure to conceive. 1 year, 12 months you are with your husband, you cannot conceive, go check. Another one is miscarriages, early miscarriages in the first trimester. As I said, if the fibroids are full here, then it means that there will be no space for that baby. And as the baby grows, then it will have no space. So what will happen? It will be pushed out. So that is early miscarriage. Still, others may conceive and their baby grows to a certain, maybe 7 months. But because there is no space, then they end up with premature labor. They end up with preterm delivery. So these are some of the symptoms that women need to have a look at. They have to pay attention to. Yeah, there are many, but those are the major ones. Yes.
Okay, and just to add on that, women are very sensitive people, and that's why any key detail that you see, any abnormal kind of a thing you experience, that's why you need to have a consultation with your doctor and visit our St. Mary's to be very specific, Mission Hospital for these services. Yeah. And sister, just to take you back behind the scene when we are having a discussion with you, you mentioned that these uterine fibroids can be genetic. Could you kindly elaborate on that?
Yes, I have said, for instance, if my mother had fibroids, there's a likelihood of me getting those fibroids because this is genetics. And we say that these genes can be carried from my mother to myself. And this is only, or even if it's my aunt, but this only happens on the maternal side. We know men don't grow fibroids, so they don't have those genes. So if your mother or your grandmother had that, then there's a likelihood of you carrying that gene. Or it may not be you. It may even go, those genes may be carried into your daughter. You don't get them, but your daughter gets them. Yes, because the genes are very funny. They show up at any time. Yes.
All right, and that's why it's very important for you to dig deeper about your family history, you know, inquire from your aunties and your grandmothers about their history and their health, you know, a lifestyle. And I think with that, sister, we shall take a very short break, but when we come back, we shall continue with our discussion. And of course, we shall be dwelling deeper on the lifestyle changes that women can be able to adopt and to make sure that they eat healthy, to ensure that they are not exposed to such, you know, diseases, because some can be prevented earlier on. And of course, maybe how you can be able to get to St. Mary's Mission Hospital to get these all services there and to always have your checkup. So stay tuned for more discussion. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break.
Thank you.
Enjoy this conversation with me, Maureen Kimani, every Friday from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin TV. Your health is your wealth. Feeling unwell, seeking expert medical care that prioritizes both your health and well-being? Welcome to St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata, where compassionate care meets cutting-edge medicine. At St. Mary's, we believe in providing holistic healthcare. Our dedicated team of healthcare professionals is committed to delivering personalized care to each and every patient. Nestled in the heart of Langata, our hospital offers a peaceful and healing environment for patients to recover and thrive.
We have masses every day, weekdays at 6:30 a.m. in the morning and also in the evening at 6:30 p.m.
Your health is our top priority. Experience the difference with compassionate care you can trust. Whether you're in need of routine medical care, specialized treatment, or emergency services, St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata is here for you. We offer a comprehensive range of services including outpatient, inpatient services, laboratory services, comprehensive care clinic, MCH and maternity, ophthalmology, pharmacy services, radiology and sonography, dental services, pediatrics, physiotherapy, ICU and HDU services, dialysis.
Here we do dialysis for kidney failed patients, and we do it from Monday through Saturday. We welcome you all. We accept all insurances and cash.
Specialist clinics and CT scan services. Experience your health difference with us. Visit us at Langata or our branches in Nairobi at Cardinal OTUNGA PLAZA and in Rift Valley, Elementaita, Nakuru County. For more information, contact us at 0797 972 794 or 0769 781 880 or 0717 305 204 or email us at info@stmarysmissionhospital.co.ke. St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata. Compassionate in healthcare. Enjoy this conversation with me, Maureen Kimani, every Friday from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin TV. Your health is your wealth.
Hello, dear viewer, and welcome back to our Health Corner show right here on Capuchin TV with me, Maureen Kimani. And in case you are joining us right now in the studio, our guest today is Sister Dr. Joanne Athathi, who is an obstetrician and a gynecologist. And of course, our conversation today is uterine fibroids. And in our first part, we've been able to shed more light and to help us understand more about the fibroids and telling us about the signs and symptoms that women can be able to take a look and pay details to all the things that happen in their lives, especially when the reproductive system is concerned. And welcome back to our second part. And in case you still have any question to our guest here today, please do share with us on 0717 424 866, or you can use the SMS number that is 21760. Welcome to our second part, and welcome, Dr. Sister, to our second part as we continue with our conversation. You helping the viewers to understand more about the uterine fibroids. Well, as I mentioned before we went for the break, I talked about when we come back here, we shall talk more about the lifestyle changes, because I understand the lifestyle has a very, impact on the diseases that so many people get. When you talk about diabetes, you see it's all about lifestyle. Can maybe women prevent these fibroids when lifestyle, is concerned?
Okay, thank you, Maureen. As I said, uterine fibroids are benign, and their main cause is exposure to estrogen. Now, when it comes to lifestyle, there isn't so much that we can do, but we can do what we are able to do. We've already talked about a risk factor of being obese. And we said when you have obese or you have we don't like using fat when, that language is not very friendly, okay? Yeah. Yeah, so we talk about being obese or overweight. Now, we said that when you have high levels of fat in your body, you are exposed to having high levels of estrogen. So if we could try and keep our bodies moderate, that's why I'm talking about body mass index. It's where you measure your height and your weight, height in meters and weight in kilograms. So you take your weight in kilograms, you divide with your height in meters squared. What you get will give you either 20, whatever you'll get will now help you know where you are. Because we say from below 20, you are malnourished. But if you're from 20 and above, you could, 20 up to 24 there, can check, or 24 up to 28, you are okay. Your weight is good. But the moment you reach 29 to 30, you start getting overweight. 31, 32, you are obese. So if we are able to keep our weight there, between 22 to 27 there would be okay. But remember, not most of us know what body mass index is. And that is where now we are also encouraged to visit nutritionists. When we go to the hospital, let's not just go for drugs. Let's also go there and say, I want to see a nutritionist. I'm talking about ladies now. I want to see a nutritionist so that she can advise me. And let me say that at the moment, Kenya is a bit blessed, not fully, but because we need to work harder. Because we have had evolution where most of the health services have reached in the village. Okay, that's another story of another day. But what I'm saying is we need to do that, and we also need to do exercises. Because we do exercises to be healthy, not to lose weight in most cases, to be healthy. So if we can do that, it will help us. Exercise that will help us sweat, Then when it comes to diet, I know we are Africans and we like the quantity. And we find that when we feed, because of the nature of our work, of our life, we are not at home during lunch hours. And in the mornings, we are waking up rushing. So nutritionists advise us that in the morning, we eat like kings. We eat nice breakfast. Lunch, we feed like princes. And if supper, we eat like paupers. Meaning, our breakfast should be balanced, our lunch should be balanced, but supper should be very little. Little does not mean that you take little ugali, little. If you have eaten good lunch, you don't need to make you need to work your digestion system, because you are going to sleep and you are not going to work to do anything. That is why because of the way our working style is in Kenya, you find that we are busy people. During the day we are not at home, so we eat bulky at night. So when we sleep, all that food is saved. And it goes to make the fatty tissue. And we end up being obese. So you may wonder, I don't eat a lot. You're telling me I'm big and I don't eat breakfast, I don't eat lunch. Actually, I only take one meal. But when you eat that meal, what do you eat supper? You find that I have a big piece of ugari or githeri or rice, very little vegetables, and 1 piece of meat. So we need to have it balanced. If we're eating food, or even if it's we don't take lunch, which I am emphasizing that we need to, especially we ladies. Let's try to take our lunch and take vegetables and very little food at night. Let it be balanced food. And whenever we are having our balanced food, let it have vegetables, enough vegetables. God has blessed us in Kenya. In most places, we can get greens. These greens, you don't have to choose what type of greens, but greens, as long as they are edible, eat them. They are high in iron and fiber. Let's have protein. People think protein is only meat. No, serious. If you have beans, you have green grams, you see, we have also to train our young girls to learn to love them. Because at homes, some homes, when there is no meat, there is no food. You cook green grams, they will stay there. You cook cereals, they will stay there. So we need to train these children, our girls from the early age. So what I'm saying is fruits, vegetables, and balanced diet, exercises. But Maureen, let me tell you, there's no research which has been done and has given us a specific diet that guarantees us that if you follow this, you'll not get fibroids. So what we are doing is to try and alleviate the risk factors. But I will tell you, you might keep all that and still have uterine fibroids. Because I said from the very beginning, it's an estrogen contributed benign tumor. Yes.
I love the way, sister, you've been able to point out, especially on the diet part, because I know ladies love quick food. Every now and then, you just want to have fries, you just want to have those noodles, you just can't boil your water and the food is ready. Yeah. So, but anyway, I hope ladies are taking notes, and of course, brothers, you're taking notes for your sisters and for your, nieces there. All right, as we continue with the conversation, sister, and thank you very much for this thought-provoking discussion. Could you tell us maybe what are some of the myths that surround these uterine fibroids? Because I know there's a lot that you hear from the society, and we're here having this conversation to educate and to inform the viewers so that they can be able to inform other women out there. Maybe you can shed more light about that, because I know there has to be.
Thank you, Maureen. The first thing we need to understand that in African societies coming and also narrowing to our Kenyan society, reproductive stories are not spoken in the open. And that is why you find that when a woman has such a problem of uterine fibroids, she has symptoms, she will not want to speak about them. So they keep them to themselves, thinking that that is being a woman. Now, these myths about uterine fibroids are like, if I say that I have uterine fibroids, I know my uterus is going to be removed. So they believe that uterine fibroids equals uterine removal, surgical removal, what we call total hysterectomy. It is not that. I want to debunk that myth, that there are many other ways of treating uterine fibroids. We have what we call myomectomy. We go and remove those fibroids and we leave your uterus intact. So that is a myth. Uterine fibroids, removal of uterus. The other myth is that people imagine that the only people who are supposed to get uterine fibroids are those who are between 20 to 40 and 30 to 40. They forget that you can get these fibroids even if you are above that age. We also want to tell them that this myth is being debunked by saying that you can get fibroids even after 40. You can get fibroids even before 30 years. So you need to come and be checked. Other people feel shy. They don't want to tell their people about bleeding. Because they say, what will people think about me? Maybe they will think I'm not careful or whatever. But what I'm saying is we need to teach our young girls from the teenage, from a young age. They need to know that the human health, women or female health is very important, that they have a right to talk about it. They have a right to talk about it, and the uterine fibroids or symptoms are not because somebody has not done something. It is because it's like you get flu. When you get flu, you don't hide. You sneeze and you go for cetirizine. So now if you are bleeding excessively, go to the hospital, tell your person, this is happening. So there are quite many myths that people have, but what I would want to tell our mothers or my sisters and my aunties is that we have to learn to speak out. It is no more a private problem. Uterine fibroids should be spoken openly, and it should be treated openly. I mean, we who have the knowledge should be able also to reach out to them. And how we do it is by, like in the church, sometimes I always admire the priests, they are preaching the gospel. But how I wish we could also, I always think at the back of the mind, at least once in a Sunday, how would we, I wish it were possible to have somebody talking about health. Because a sick church, a sick woman is a sick church. A sick woman is a sick nation. Because women are the ones who actually build this nation. We talk about men, but women have a very great role to build the church. Look at the church. How many? Who are the majority? They are women. Look at the country population. Who are the majority? And even when you look at it, I was telling you, Maureen, that Y chromosome is very weak. And that's why we are getting very many girls. Very many girls. And at the end of the day, you'll find that women are many. We are looking for men who will marry this. You know, I don't know what will happen, but I hope God will intervene that we are able to get a balance. So what I'm saying is, a sick woman is a sick family. A sick mother is a sick family. A sick girl in the family is a sick family. So we need to pay attention, and we need to encourage them to outgrow these myths of, you know, I can't speak it loud, I can't tell somebody, people will think 1, 2, 3, my uterus will be removed, and all that. So if that can work, I think this country will go a step forward. We'll stop these operations, removal of uteruses, because we'll be able to detect them early. Okay, and also we also need to create seminars in schools for the youth. You realize that girl child, if not taken care of, can easily get lost. It's not like a boy child. So we need, and the girls have many problems than men. Sure. Yeah. When it comes to fertility, even if it's in the family, a girl is menstruating, everybody has to know, because her moods are gone, she is vomiting, she cannot feed. So if we are able actually to pay attention to that, by encouraging them and by giving them the knowledge early, then it means that we'll be able to help. We'll be able to sort out all these myths. And also, like we are doing now, giving the healthy talks. And I wish many of us can do this. Today I'm doing about uterine fibroids, somebody else can do about something else. Now we are lucky we are in Nairobi. We have those Maasai who are in Kajiado interior. They don't even know what a fibroid is. And actually when they are bleeding, they hide. They cannot come out of the house until they finish their menses. Some of them can even say 10 days. Now, this is a myth. I can't say I'm bleeding. Until, if you collapse in the house, it's upon you. So we need to reach out to these women so that we can inform them, because some of them do not have that knowledge. Give them the knowledge so that they can outgrow all that, and then we'll be able to help them. And I want to say, a sick woman is a sick church, is a sick family, is a sick country. A healthy woman is a healthy family, a healthy church, a healthy country.
Man.
Amen.
And actually, sister, I wanted to add on the way you mentioned about we have so many girls in the society that the boys, you know, we are celebrating the Jubilee Year of Hope. So we hope that this 2025 we will get more boys on that. Yeah, and allow me to read some reaction from the viewers. We have Tus Juice, Asante Sana Sister, Katekista Alfred Ahanza Kavihiza, nafuatilia nikiwa Matunda. Thank you very much, Katekista. Feeling glad at Kayole Estate. Thank you, Maureen and sister. Asante sana. Kipindi hiki kinapendeza sana na ninawashukuru kuleta hiyo. Moses Obala kutoka parokia St. Andrews wa DG. Ni kama tuko na Waswahili wengi followers. We need to have this conversation in Swahili as well. Yeah.
What taught in Swahili? So you have to go to the vocabularies and dictionaries.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Divya, for your reaction. And sister, just as we plan to wind up on our conversation, maybe we can talk about the treatment
exactly.
now. Yes, kindly do that.
Yes, thank you very much, Maureen. Let me start by saying that the treatment of uterine fibroids depends on the size, the site, and the symptoms. We have like 3-4 types of treatment, different ways of treatment. If the fibroids are very tiny, like it's 1 centimeter, and it has no symptoms, because as we said, some of them, 70% have no symptoms. They are coincidentally diagnosed. So you may find that you are found to have a 3 centimeters fibroid, and it's on the outer layer. That one we do conservative management. So let somebody not be so disturbed. Oh, I have to be operated. This fibroid will grow. We do conservative management, and if a woman is in the reproductive age, we encourage them to get their children and all that until. And we observe, we follow them up with the serial ultrasounds. If they are in the submucosal, in the endometrium, where they are causing a lot of bleeding, and they are tiny, they are not that big, we can also treat them with a hormonal, with a gonadotrophin reducing hormone, which is an agonist. It antagonizes the estrogen. And this is a Rupride depot. It is injected into women, and they're injected every month, 3.75 milligrams, or they can be injected in 3 months. So 3.75 times 3, that is 11.25. So they can be injected that in 3 months, and then they are injected again after 3 months. Those ones help, one, relieve the symptoms, and then they also help in relieving the symptoms like of bleeding and all that, and they also shrink the fibroids. Now, if they are big, then this is where now your gynecologist will have to decide, do I do open surgery, or do I do laparoscopic surgery? That is called minimal invasive surgery. It is my prayer that in future, every hospital will have a tower of a laparoscopy, so that we don't have to do always open surgery. But as we talk now, not most of us, most hospitals which have a laparoscopic tower. So most of them are doing open surgery. And even this laparoscopy is also not very cheap. And you find that most of our women cannot afford. And like now where we are using SHA, most of our women are using SHA. So you hear, Apana, this SHA is not, we don't, you see, so we end up in open surgery. So when we do open surgery, there are 2 things. One, the patient must have been told by the doctor what is going to happen, and she must have signed a consent. Either we are going to do myomectomy, we remove all the fibroids, and we reserve your uterus. Or if she is in postmenopausal or she is over 50 and she has completed her family and her symptoms are so many, they are very serious, bleeding everywhere, she has tried everything, then that is where we say, and they are very big, like 36, they are reaching here. You know, the baby is like you are pregnant. That is where the doctor will talk to you and tell you, we might remove this uterus. Okay. So you have to sign a consent that Doctor is going in to remove the fibroids, but if he cannot, he will remove the uterus. So it is plus or minus TAH. Then we also have another one which is called uterine embolization. So here is where the blood to the uterus is reduced so that the fibroids do not continue growing. Yes.
Right. Thank you very much, Sister, for that, informative session and the way you've been able to point out all the treatment. I hope all the viewers who are following us, you'll be able to reach out at St. Mary's Mission Hospital to get more information about the services they offer and how you can be able to go for checkup and consultation. And I think because time is not on our side, we have to pave on other programs live. We will leave it here, but you can always reach out to Capuchin TV for more discussion, and we'll be able to direct you to St. Mary's Mission Hospital. And of course, the contacts for the hospital are written down there on your screen as well. You can write that down. And so to wind up on a very beautiful parting shot from our very good viewer, Kihara Wasubukia. Good morning, nice health talk. And he says, hashtag our health, our responsibility. And that will be my, takeaway point. And I hope you've been able to grasp a lot of information from this conversation. And please don't keep this conversation that you've been able to learn to yourself. Share to your fellow CWA members and to all the church groups. And of course, you've been able to say to the priest sending a message, make sure when you go to the pulpit on Sunday, you say something about uterine fibroids. Thank you very much, Sister, for making time and for having a very beautiful discussion here. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. And to all the viewers and Capuchin TV crew who are behind the scenes, starting with Charles Maverton, we have Father Lawrence Njuku, we have Peter Mwangi, Calvin Zisa, Susan Bulemi, Eric Otieno, and Sami Bor. Thank you very much for your time. May God bless you. See you next time.
Enjoy this conversation with me, Maureen Kimani, every Friday from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin TV. Your health is your wealth. Feeling unwell, seeking expert medical care that prioritizes both your health and well-being? Welcome to St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata, where compassionate care meets cutting-edge medicine. At St. Mary's, we believe in providing holistic health care. Our dedicated team of healthcare professionals is committed to delivering personalized care to each and every patient. Nestled in the heart of Langata, our hospital offers a peaceful and healing environment for patients to recover and thrive.
We have masses every day, weekdays at 6:30 a.m. in the morning and also in the evening at 6:30 p.m.
Your health is our top priority. Experience the difference with compassionate care you can trust. Whether you're in need of routine medical care, specialized treatment, or emergency services, St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata is here for you. We offer a comprehensive range of services including outpatient, inpatient services, laboratory services, comprehensive care clinic, MCH and maternity, ophthalmology, pharmacy services, radiology and sonography, dental services, pediatrics, physiotherapy, ICU and HDU services, dialysis.
Here we do dialysis for kidney failed patients, and we do it from Monday through Saturday. We welcome you all. We accept all insurances and cash.
Specialist clinics and CT scan services, Experience your health difference with us. Visit us at Langata or our branches in Nairobi at Cardinal OTUNGA PLAZA and in Rift Valley, Elementaita, Nakuru County. For more information, contact us at 0797 972 794 or 0769 781 880 or 0717 305 204 or email us at info@stmarysmissionhospital.co.ke. St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata. Compassionate in healthcare.